Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. And today's Doctor Who review is another one of my great favourite Doctor Who stories, The Enemy of the World. So sit back, grab yourself a drink, some popcorn, whatever you've got handy, and relax, because we're about to get right into the video. The Doctor and his friends, Jamie and Victoria, land on Earth to discover that they're in a world that isn't quite like their own anymore. They land on Earth in Australia in the year 2018. Only to discover that a great dictator named Salamander, Raymond Salamander, is going to pretty much control and pervert the course of history, although at first they don't see him as anything more than just another politician. But after the Doctor and his friends are captured because they believe him to be Raymond Salamander, the Doctor has to admit, "I am not Salamander, I am the Doctor," to a agency after a bunch of assassins come after them. The Doctor then agrees to pretend to be Salamander in hopes of deterring all of his horrendous work. It turns out that Salamander has been using volcanoes to trick people into living underground. He aims to do this to the whole world and everyone who's wronged him, and all those that he believes should survive he is locked down in a bunker. When the Doctor gets light of this, the Doctor happily agrees to stop him, but almost at the cost of his own life. You see, Salamander has his own inside Gestapo, a sort of secret police that pretty much hear every single word and watch his every action. Alongside this, they also make sure that people working for Salamander don't have ultimatums, and if they do, they make them disappear. This is where Jamie and Victoria come into play. They both pose as members of staff to win Salamander's favour, and the best way of doing it is to stop him from getting killed, in hopes that they will be able to arrest Salamander and bring him to justice. However, Salamander has already thought 2 or 3 steps ahead and is already on the trail of the people closest to him. When he begins to realize all of the people trying to betray him, Salamander soon uses his Gestapo in hopes of destroying them. However, eventually his Gestapo, when learning that Salamander has no loyalty to them and will destroy them along with the rest of the world in his ultimate goal of self-preservation and self-destruction over all of those who have wronged him and his own staff, they begin to think very differently of Salamander. However, when they go to try and capture Salamander, he already seems to have fooled the Doctor's companions into believing that he in fact is the Doctor. When the two come face to face and realize that one and another look the same, Salamander attempts to kill the Doctor and take his ship. The Doctor manages to push him out into space, and Salamander is left in a bit of a unknown fate as to what happens to him. There are comic books out there which say that he bumped into the Third Doctor, but this could be in many different interpretations due to your personal outlook on outgrowing media with Doctor Who. So, The Enemy of the World. This was a story I didn't know I needed when I found out that missing archived footage of lost stories had been found. Enemy of the World is literally one of the most James Bond Doctor Who stories out there. You have Salamander, this kind of arch enemy to the Doctor, but also this kind of conflict of the idea that Salamander looks like the Doctor. So the amount of times that you're jumping back and forth whilst watching this and trying to think to yourself, well, is that the Doctor or is that Salamander playing that role? And it's really interesting and intriguing, and especially very captivating because Patrick Troughton just does such a great performance in this story at playing both Salamander and the Doctor. Overall, it's such a strong story that I have to give this a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next Doctor Who review. Until then, goodbye, stay beautiful, and have an incredible night.